6 months, maybe 3 months, maybe 2 years. So they thought this is much more easier. But for us, coming to the South Asians, it's nothing new concept. Serenia, you can go to the next step. Next slide, please. Uh, because essentially our mission, I mean, when we started India Home in 2007, our main idea is to address the needs of the South Asian older community, immigrant community, where we can provide the social, psychological, recreational, and spiritual services in a culturally sensitive way. The reason why we emphasize on culture is because our languages are different. You know how many languages we speak? At least 25 different languages. And then our food habits are different, and our celebrations and our cultures entirely different. So that's where we thought, like, this is the speciality of India Home, is to provide the culturally sensitive senior care services. We'll go to the next step. um, the loneliness, the reason why we are focusing on loneliness, not because Mother Teresa said loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty, which is true. People may live in $1 million homes, but if they are alone, if they feel lonely, if they feel like their life is not worth living, that is the most terrible thing. And in fact, there are many studies were done, actually, the dangers of senior loneliness and isolation. And actually, they were published studies. They said the lonely seniors have 59% higher risk of physical and mental health decline, whether it could be affecting their diabetes or hypertension or any other physical health problems. At the same time, mental health problems like anxiety and depression and dementia, these are all also becoming much more in lonely seniors. And in fact, even if somebody is not a smoker, but if they are feeling lonely, and the loneliness is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, that's how they compared. And the rate of depression, as you know, for the seniors who live in the residential care facilities and still they feel lonely, that is about 44%. And the loneliness risk of dementia is the highest problem. It's almost like 64% of the seniors who are feeling lonely because there's no social interaction, there's nobody to talk to. So that itself is increasing the risk of dementia. And the risk of isolation is much more in people above 80 years, and they have chronic health problems. It could be a stroke or a diabetes or hypertension, or lack of contact with their family, or living with a very low income where they can't really afford to have more socializations, and changing family structures where there are more, once the kids, they grow up and they finish their education and going on there with their life, it's becoming more like a nuclear family structure is coming in. And in fact, 2009, 1 in 4 seniors aged 85 felt lonely at least some time of their some time of the in their life. So the loneliness, the problem with the loneliness, after identifying it, how do we solve this, right? One solution, of course, we already have been doing, is having senior centers where they can come and meet their friends. It could be weekly once, or weekly 2 times, 3 times, or going to the local places, like, for example, temples or mosques, where people can go and interact with their own age group or with their own community. But that is a limited thing. But sometimes people are living alone. How do we solve this problem? That's where we thought co-living would be a better choice. Can you go to the next step? So what we wanted to do with this, the vision of this essential housing equity, is to create innovative, affordable, and culturally sensitive co-living housing for seniors, and to foster social connections and mutual support, not only the people who are living there, but with the community in general. Essentially, to provide the healthy aging for seniors to age in place. Because no matter what it is, nobody would like to go into long-term care facilities like nursing homes, where they feel like there is nobody else. That's why I ended up in the nursing home. But if we can provide a facility where they can age in the place wherever they are living, and then have like, being taken care by the community and the society. That's where people wanted to that's how people wanted to age. Next slide please. So the co-living model, for us, it's nothing new, honestly, because I'm sure most of you, we all grew up in joint families, right? It's like, we grew up with our uncles and aunts and grandparents, and like in some families, not just three generations, four generations living together. So it's nothing new for us, co-living. It is a very old concept. Now, because we are living here and the nuclear family is the norm of the American life, that's what is happening. But other than that, it's not a new thing. But the difference is the co living is in India, we were living with our own biological relatives, right? But here, the co-living concept is with your own friends, with your community members. So instead of your aunt and uncle or cousin, here we are living with our own friends. So it's almost like a shared housing for multi-generational. Because even if we our emphasis is on seniors, we also wanted to open up for the younger people also, maybe single mothers, or some people who are like those are in 30s and 40s, can also live together with the seniors, so as long as they have similar values and interests. So it's more like a co-living concept. What existing companies they are doing is they are giving a private bedroom. It could be individual or it could be shared bedroom within a furnished home. It's almost like a single family home where you have common areas like kitchen, living room, dining room. These are all open common areas for everybody. But you have your own privacy when you are in your own bedroom. And of course, because of our language diversity, we can actually make it like, a Gujarati speaking home, or a Punjabi speaking home, South Indian, like a Telugu speaking home, or Tamil speaking home, Bangla speaking home. So we can develop because the co-living are not like 100 people living together, maybe 5 to 10 people living together, depending on the size of the house. And dietary restrictions we need to respect also, because we have like Hindu vegetarian diet, Jain vegetarian diet, and halal food. So we want to respect those restrictions also. And the advantage of co-living is cost sharing and comfort and community. You speak in your mother tongue, you watch movies together in your mother tongue, and you can actually do things what you enjoy with your friends. And it fosters the creativity of the in the later ages also. And the culture, we emphasize on culture, because India Home is essentially born with this concept of culturally specific senior care services. And of course, the bottom line is we want to celebrate the life. It's not just celebrating our own festivals like Diwali or Ramadan or all these festivals, but we also wanted to celebrate our seniors' birthdays, and at the same time enjoying the life. That's what the ultimate goal of this co-living model living. And in psychology, as per Maslow's hierarchy of needs, human needs, if you see, the basic needs are physiological needs like good food and water, and in a good place to rest, and warmth, and security and safety are safety needs. These are all uh, these are all like a basic needs of human beings. After the basic needs are met, the psychological needs, where you feel you belong to your community, you belong to your own friends, and you belong to your family and people, like that's where your intimate relations and friends and all. And also your esteem needs, like the feeling of accomplishing. Okay, I lived a life which is worth living. And not only that, even if you are after retirement, you still can do some more things. Maybe you are interested in learning painting, or maybe you are interested in learning photography, or maybe you are interested in doing some more education. Maybe you retired as a physician, but you wanted to learn something about art and culture or business. So all those things you can accomplish also. So the idea in the co-living is not just providing the place to live, like, okay, we are having a place to live, sleep, and 3 meals a day, and not just the basic needs. We also wanted to meet the psychological needs and life fulfillment. At the end of the life, you feel like, yes, it's worth my life. It's not only I raised a family, or I contributed something to my children and grandchildren, but I also contributed something to the society, or this is what I feel it's important in my um, life. That's what our goal is in the co-living. Can you go to the next slide? And this is not, I didn't create this table. This is one of the co-living companies in New York City. They actually put on their website how co-living would cost the save the cost savings. For example, in a monthly rent in co-living, you have, let's say, 1,500, and the same traditional studio, if you have to rent it out, depending on the location, I'm sure anywhere, maybe they calculated in Manhattan or Brooklyn or somewhere, 2,500. And the furniture is included in co-living, because whoever is operating the co-living, they include the furniture. Whereas if you have to buy your own furniture in a traditional studio, you need at least $250. And the weekly cleaning is also included in co-living. And traditional studios, if you get somebody to clean your apartment, you need to pay at least in a month 200. And the linen and towel services, almost like co-living is sort of like a little hotel kind of thing, little cruise like kind of thing, where you have some of these services also. And the TV and Wi-Fi, all these things, they would cost some money. In a traditional studio, you have to have your own TV services and the hi-fi services and Wi-Fi services and all those things, whereas here it's included. And the community events and celebrations of like social club events and all, in co-living it's included, whereas in traditional studio you need to spend money out of your pocket. And most of the co-living places, if they may not have a full gym, but you can have something like a something to do, some kind of physical exercise, whether it is yoga or maybe any gym equipment in the basement and things like that. Whereas in traditional studio, you need to pay outside. So what the bottom line is, they say if you rent out on your own, a traditional studio would cost about more than $3,000, whereas co-living would cost only $1,500. So most of the people actually, one company, I think it's called Commons. The company, when they opened their co-living beds, for 100 beds, that means 100 rooms, they got 5,000 applications, because the millennials see this is much more cost saving. And not only that, you have friends included in this, in the whole co-living concept. Um, so this is what we are thinking. So far in New York City, nobody ever did any co-living for seniors. India Home is the first one who's we are trying to develop the concept for co-living, not just for seniors, but more like an intergenerational concept, where we are trying to collaborate with other organizations like one is Sapna NYC in Bronx, and also but there is one more organization, Chaya CDC in Queens, and Sakhi, who work with the abused women for South Asian community. We are also collaborating with them, and to see if we can have some intergenerational mix into this. The idea why I made it as a very short presentation is to introduce the concept and to open it up for more like a discussion and any any opinions or doubts or clarifications. And also we wanted to do a housing survey. In the housing survey, some of the questions we are going to ask is talking about your financial matters, in the sense like how much were you paying, whether it is a mortgage or a rent and things like that. This is not our idea is not to probe into too much into your personal financial details, but we have to have an idea how much our seniors are spending for their rent and other things, so that we can develop a model for which is suitable for our seniors. That's the reason. So now, if you have any questions and comments, and let's open it up, and so we can discuss about these things. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dr. V, what a fabulous concept, and thank you so much for what you do for us. Really, this is fabulous. I just hope it comes to fruition, maybe within the next decade. When
No. It's our deadline is before this December.
Excellent.
The first one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We should really clap on this, Dr. K.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So any comments about this? Like,
I have question.
Yes.
What happened? I need studio, but they don't want to give it. Why not give it to me to studio? I live in one bedroom, but I don't need, because I have both knee surgery. How can I go downstairs?
This is Usha Patel, Dr. K.
Yeah. So the question is, I'm sorry.
I live in one bedroom, but I have to go studio, downstairs studio. They empty, but they don't want. Why the landlord not give it to me? My question that one. Why I call every day like that? Just 1 minute before I call you too, but they say okay. I tell, but nobody want tell and nobody called me back. Why?
I mean, I don't know each. I mean, I'm sure we have to talk to the owner of the building, because each building might be having some regulations or whatever it is. But I'm sure we can request Sylvia, from the case management point, if she can talk to the owner, and if you give the information to Kavita, and definitely Sylvia will talk to them and find out what exactly is the problem.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Dr. V, this is Bala again.
Yeah,
are you talking about in a particular area, or will there be some in Queens, some some in Kew Garden, some in Sunnyside, or are you talking about many co-living communities in one neighborhood?
No, it's a good question, actually, Balaji. I think what we are thinking to start out, we will start in Queens first, because we haven't finalized the location yet. We are talking with different, owners of the properties. So whichever owner is willing to work with us, because we need some kind of long-term lease and something like that, or maybe a purchase option, lease within a purchase option. So whatever works first, we'll start out that one, wherever it is. We'll start out, and not only that, we need to screen the seniors also, like do a formal, asking them like how many people are interested, what are they willing to pay, and things like that. So that way we can start one. Once we start one, we get to know what are all different things are involved in this, and then we can multiply. But our idea is seniors need not move from their locations as much as possible. Let's say some seniors are living in Sunnyside, right? So we would like to see if we can develop something in Sunnyside. It may not happen everything within this year. This year ending, we put it as a deadline to start at least one of the co-living houses, just one, so that we get an idea like how to start it. Because even to start it, we need some consultants actually to look into the legal matters of what is the master lease and how people can take the lease of the, let's say somebody wants to come to try for 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, or they like and they wanted to stay forever. So we need to figure out all those things. But definitely our interest is to develop in different areas, including Nassau County also, not just Queens alone, but local areas we want to focus on. Most likely, the first project might happen in Hollis area in Queens, because that's where one of our donors, he has his own personal home, and he is interested in working with India Home.
Okay, that's excellent. I'm sorry for, I just have two
Yeah,
more quick questions.
sure.
The next one question is, will you be serving food at the senior? Let me finish my second question, then I'll put myself on mute. Thank you. The second one is, suppose I have two friends, okay, and I want to bring my two friends, then will India Home be able to find us two more people or three more or how many ever you need
Sure.
to
Yeah.
make a unit to make
Yeah.
us a happy family? Thank you.
Thank you. I think these two are very practical questions. One is definitely coming to the food. Uh, as much as possible, we wanted seniors to be functional, right? We don't want them to be like saying that, oh, I'm dependent on everything for you, right? So let's say there are, 5 seniors or 10 seniors living together. They can actually make like a timetable, say that, okay, two of us will cook today, like breakfast, lunch, and two of us will help with, chopping the vegetables or something like that. So that way it is like the seniors will be functional also. At the same time, they can decide what they want to eat on that day, and they can cook. But definitely we would help out, like if they need some help going out and doing shopping and all. From India Home perspective, we bring in our case management to help out some of the things, like appointments outside, doctor's appointments, or arranging a transportation, and at the same time getting the vegetables through the volunteers. Those things we would definitely help out. But as much as possible, it's almost like living independently. Instead of you alone cooking for you, or for two people, it's like all of you like cook together and eat together, essentially. So as much as possible, we also wanted to encourage some of the hobbies, where people can knitting or crocheting or painting, and something or other. The community events together, how to celebrate their birthdays or festivals, all of them. The seniors are essentially doing most of the running their day-to-day operations over there, with India Home's help, of course. But if something gets broken down in the house, whether it is a pipe or something like that, definitely India Home will arrange somebody to come and fix all those things, so that you don't have to worry about these things. Uh, and coming to the next one is, let's say you have like 3 or 4 people of your own friends, right? Definitely we would try, India Home will try, say that, okay, these seniors are this is the background of these seniors, and they are looking for a couple of more roommates and or housemates, and we will screen out, and we will do introductions, and then we will match out, definitely. Because there is a program in city called it's house sharing, in one of the Manhattan, I think one Manhattan senior centers, they do this, where the house sharing between the seniors or younger people, they match together. And also in this, we are also trying to get 1 or 2 younger people. Let's say if there are 10 people can live in that big house, and 6 or 7 of them are seniors, maybe 2 or 3 of them are younger generation, where they can actually help out with many things, not only helping them out, seniors, but at the same time, if there is technologically something is needed to be fixed and all, they can take care of those things. Anything else, Balaji, or do you think it's enough of explanation?
Yes, thank you very much. Sorry, I'll let the others ask questions. I have.
Yeah,
I have Kishan uncle raised his hand.
sure.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. VK. It was very helpful, and you were very nice to share your ideas and views. And the future is going to help the senior citizen. it's easy for when husband and wife they live together in the one apartment or house, but unfortunately and for sadly, if one person leaves, to
Mhm.
one person to live in the apartment house is very very difficult. So it's a good idea you and India Home is coming up with these ideas and suggestions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. That's you got the point precisely. You
Yes.
know, when there's two people living together, couple, maybe, you have company of each other. But when they are lonely, and that's when the whole problem comes up.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Meena ji, who has raised her hand. Meena ji, go ahead.
I just have a question that is any age restriction?
No, I said it's a intergenerational, multi-generational, because sometimes I know seniors have a daughter or son living with them also. For it could be because the son and daughter might be having some disability, or sometimes they just happen to live together, right? So we are trying our best to focus on seniors, like maybe 60 to 70% of services or the places for seniors, but there is an option of 20 to 30% to have younger generation also into this.
And how they get funding? I mean, if they don't have any income or
Yeah,
something.
see, that is the reason. The first projects, of course, first one or two projects, that's why we are screening out the seniors to see what they are, because already they are living somewhere, right? They are spending some money for their rent and other things. So we want to gather that information and see how best we can accommodate that. But our long-term goal is actually to propose a project to the government. If government can fund some of these things, that's what our long-term goal. But in the beginning, of course, people have to come up. People have to. I mean, how I showed one slide where the money will be saved living together, right? Because in India, combined families for generations were there. The reason is, it is a simple thing is, when you are living together, there's so much of saving in terms of costs. So in the beginning, it is, seniors have to pay for these things. But some of the seniors who cannot pay at all, we are trying to propose it to the government. With government, of course, it takes time, a little bit more time to get the things from the government happening. It may take another 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
I
And
have
Thank you.
yeah, you're
And
welcome.
how to apply and how much salary should be?
Uh, in the beginning of we haven't finalized the actual numbers, but we are going to do a survey actually. Kavita will be bringing out the survey, so you can actually fill out as much information as you have for how much you are paying for the rent and what's your income and all those things. Don't think we don't use that information for any other purpose. It is only just to find out, if you are interested in co-living, what would be the most comfortable thing for you? That's what we want to find out.
And how much yearly income should be?
The yearly income, we did not finalize those numbers yet. In this housing survey, we will get the information, and then we separate out, we analyze the data, and then we say, okay, these seniors have this income and this much they can afford, and this is what we are going to do. Because it
Thank you.
depends on, see, some of the areas, that it's a real estate is very expensive, right? If you want to take a house for rent, it might cost anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Whereas some of the areas, it might cost only $3,000 to $5,000, right? So depending on the area where we are going to establish, the cost will be varied also. At the same time, depending on, if there is a huge bedroom, like 200 square feet bedroom, is easily can accommodate two people instead of one person. But if it is a small bedroom, like 80 square feet or 100 square feet, it's only good enough for one senior, right? So it depends on many variables are there, but once we do the survey, I would request all of you to complete the survey. Whether you are going to join right now or not is not the thing, but at least we'll have an information about the seniors, and then we can present this data to the government, because some of them, they may not have enough resources, financial resources. Then we want to present it to the government. Look, this many seniors need this service, housing service, but we don't have that. They don't have the resources. Can you help? Right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Manjula aunty. Mukunji has a question. Mukunji.
Good morning, everybody. Dr. K, excellent presentation. Very good.
Thank you.
I don't have any question, but I just want to share my experience that when I visited Shanti Niketan a few years back, we were in Florida area. So we thought, let's stay a couple of days at
Right.
Shanti Niketan and see how it works. It's a very good concept, just like this one, co-living type. But there they are all independently owned units are there. But what I noticed there was that because the people don't have to cook themselves, but how they help in cooking, they have the employed the cooks, but to prepare the vegetables for 100 people for lunch and dinner, all those who have free time, they sit down on the table and cut the vegetables and all those things. So they get occupied. Also, they do the common prayers. So I think just like it was a sort of a co-living only, but they have a little bit on a higher scale.
Right.
Higher scale. So I think concept that Dr. K has advocated, I think that's an excellent idea. And in the beginning, everything will depend upon how the responses are received from the housing survey, because that survey will reveal and explain to us to what extent we can focus our attention on a particular locality, what type of facility that can be given, how many people are showing interest. So when this Kavitaji presents this housing survey and it is distributed, I would request everybody to just fill it out, those who are in need, and that will be of a great help. Thank you.
Thank you, Mukunji. Actually, Mukunji brought out a very interesting point. I also visited Shantiniketan because there was one conference happened at that time. This Rajeshwar Prasadji's group, National Indo-American Association, the Senior Citizen Association, had a conference for a weekend. So I visited. It's exactly the same thing, except it is a co-housing model.
Yeah.
Instead of co-living, you have your own independent units and you have the common facilities and things like that. It was a co-housing model. In fact, I did talk to the developer of that Shantiniketan. Iggy is his name. I had a lengthy discussion when I visited him. I told him we need this in New York also. Since you are a developer and you are a builder and you have experience in real estate and construction, why don't you develop? But he doesn't want to do anything with government funding. He told me very clearly, I don't want to do anything with government funding. I don't want to do anything with banks, nothing. If people have money, let them come and buy the house from me. Which I thought, like, it doesn't work out for our seniors in New York City. Some of the seniors here, yes, they are able to buy, but not everybody, right? So can we develop, because the purpose of India Home is not just about providing the services. Sometimes we work with governments, sometimes we work with foundations, sometimes we work with our own community members as donors. In fact, under the leadership of Mukunji's after being president for India Home, our donor base has expanded a lot. Our own community members are actually helping the services which are being provided by India Home. So that's where we wanted to make it a point. Yes, whatever we can develop on our own with our own community resources, we'll try to do that. Afterward, yeah.
And in Shantiniketan, you mentioned about Mr. Iggy. When I talked to Mr. Iggy when I was there,
Yeah.
he had the concept of developing same type of Shantiniketan in a Northeast area and also in California. But I think ultimately, because of the high cost, it did not work it out. But
Right.
Currently, India, this Shantiniketan, when we went there, there was Unit 1 only. Now they have opened up Unit 2 and now Unit 3. It is
Yes.
expanding at a very fast pace there.
Right. Yeah, definitely. It is expanding at that level. I know at one time they almost bought a land in New Jersey, but for some reason it didn't work out. I think the numbers did not work out because of the high
Correct.
cost. Whereas when we have high cost in these areas, we have to figure out a system where we can absorb the high costs in with government help or in some other way. That's where the co-living projects, because I observed it, I mean, I researched at least 10 to 12 of the co-living companies on the web. I had discussions with the co-living owners and those people who started for four or five of them. And in one of them, Mukunji also was there on the Zoom meeting, and we are trying to get him as a consultant for our co-living project. And we had a discussion with HPD, also Housing Preservation Development from the government. Mukunji was also there in the meeting. And they said like, we need to have R5 zoning or above R5 zoning to develop that. So our ultimate goal is, even if we start on our own in the beginning, with our own community resources, but our ultimate goal is to present it to government and develop a project where we can ask government to put some money. And in fact, Serenya, do you mind showing our current housing project, what we propose to government?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
I can pull it up.
So that
No,
way,
but
we are not sure whether government would support or not, but we are present.
Why we cannot buy the foreclosure houses, big houses, and we can fix that one, and then that one is better, no?
Yes,
Foreclosure houses.
that's a good idea. Definitely, we are looking into various properties and see if we can, buy something and foreclose. I mean,
Then
fix those.
everybody can stay together in one building, like something.
Yes. Right.
there's a President Biden's new infrastructure proposal, which runs into trillions of dollars, has a provision to
Right.
help the housing also. So to what extent it materializes, it's down the road, we will have to see.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I have a question.
Yeah.
Suppose some senior, they living big house, they have alone,
Mhm.
or they want to offer their home as a living center.
Yes. In fact, this kind of model already, there's a company there's an organization in Manhattan. They were doing that, Meenaji. So they are actually having the seniors having a big house and sharing with the younger generation, and are sharing with other seniors. They are doing that. They call that as a home sharing program. And also, I know one of my friends, one of our in the beginning of India Home, one of our supporters of India Home, she actually spent 6 months in India, 6 months here. And she told me sometime back, I have a big house and nobody lives there, literally. Even if I come, I use only my bedroom, that's it. So we are reaching out to different people and trying to figure out which one works fast and which one we can do that. So definitely, and as Mukunji suggested, I think one of the things what we can also do is to develop a co-housing model. The Nassau County or New Jersey, they are the best places where, if there are enough seniors say that, yes, we are ready to put in some money, let's develop our own co-housing, like a Shantiniketan model in a miniature form here. Instead of having 10
But
acres.
New Yorker don't want to go there. New York people don't want to go there. New Yorker people don't want to go there in New Jersey.
No.
We want to live in New York.
Yeah, that is the reason why I'm saying Nassau County is one option too, right? So we can try to, or within the city itself, we are trying our best to explore various options. And because you want to live we got addicted to New York City, living in New York City. So we don't want to live.
Yes.
We don't want to leave New York City. So we want to develop here, but the models can be, we can bring models from anywhere, actually.
Best idea is the foreclosure houses, and we repair that one and we can live there.
Sure,
best.
definitely. Definitely, we are looking into various options. Yeah. Uh, Serenia, you could
Yeah.
find the,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, this is where, we found one property. This is the housing application for this year on Hillside Avenue, 189 16-16. There is a empty, you can go down, Serenia, a little bit. Yeah, this is the lot size 52 by 100. It's R6 C23 zonings, C24 zoning, and DJ it's in Jamaica area. And this is what we were proposing, like, 7-storied building and the community facility on the bottom where you see the purple color. It's more like a community facility, and then the small apartments, like a 350 square feet studios, 325 square feet studios, 30 of them, and 10 of the 400 square feet one bedrooms. But this is, we are working with AFI, Asian Americans for Equality, as a developer. We don't know, we never had an experience, so it's a big project. So we don't know whether government would give money or not, but this is what we are trying to look into this. But the co-living project is a single family home only. That's where the co-living project is, we are planning to develop.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So we can stop it, Serenia. Yeah.
Okay.
One more question.
Mhm.
Who going to own those places, and is any paperwork, somebody living there, they have to sign or something?
Sure. We are trying to work with one of the, there is one of our donors actually has a home in Queens. They have a home in Long Island. So he said, like, anyway, we move to Long Island, we want to sell it. We want to sell or lease or rent or whatever it is. So we are trying to get that master lease from him. So we are just in the process of getting more details of the property. So that's what we have to get a master lease, and then we have to make sure, like, it's the things are accessible for seniors in the house, and those things.
It is the project is for the commercial or the residential purpose.
This is for residential. Essentially, everything is for residential.
Oh, I see. Oh, and what is the qualification requirement to get in?
For the seniors, what we are trying to do is we are doing a housing survey. In the next 1 month, we will be doing a housing survey, because we got some we made a preliminary housing survey, prepared it, but we have some suggestions from our leadership, and also from our members. So we are going to incorporate and get that, and depending on that, the first priority will be given to seniors who are really living alone. That's number one priority.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
I was talking to my wife. Sorry.
Yeah. And priority. I don't mean to discriminate the couples in this, because even if there are couple living and still they need some services, they feel like they don't have enough support, maybe from their family and other things, they still need more services. We will also do the survey from everybody. We'll gather the information, and it depends on also what is the affordable range also, right? People should be able to afford that also. So that's what we are in the process of doing the survey.
Okay. So when we may have a little bit picture about
This, I think what we'll do is we'll have another meeting like this, maybe in the next month or so, like, towards, by, let's say, May. In the month of May, we will have another meeting, because by that time we hope to finish our survey, and we get some information. Hopefully by that time we will finalize on the property also. because property, we have a couple of properties in mind and we are looking into that. We'll have a board meeting and we'll get the consultants, and so hopefully by next month we can get more details finalized. And so May month we will get to know more details about that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Any more?
No, I don't.
Just one comment I just wanted to make. Thank you, Dr. V. Really appreciate today's presentation. And I think your idea of coming and talking to us once a month or once every 2 months will keep the energy going and the enthusiasm going for this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
particularly when you have that first project and you got the first group of seniors, we're all excited to see how it's going to go. So I think, thank you for keeping us in the loop and letting us know how things are going. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely we will. I mean, we are trying our best to, push this project as much as possible. But sometimes unexpected delays might happen. It might delay for a couple of months or something. But our goal is somehow or other, we want to establish something by the month of by this year ending. We want to establish something. So that way, unless you do it, you don't get an experience of having operating a home and how to do it. So that's what we are planning to do.
Dr. K, it's a wonderful idea. Co-living, I'm all for it. It's the best thing that could happen to seniors and, even the younger generation. Because since I live with my in-laws, I see how we depend on each other. When I was going to work, my in-laws took care of my kids. Now my in-laws are older, we take care of them. So I think it's the best thing. And as I'm telling you, I have a living example by living with my in-laws for 27 years. So
Good.
it's the best thing.
Yeah, I think Neeru Patelji raised hand.
Yes. Neeru auntie, go ahead, unmute yourself.
I just want to know that I live in Westchester. Do we qualify for this?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
But only thing is, you should be willing to move to Queens first, because the first project is going to be in Queens.
I used to live in Queens, and I have a lot of people there. My rest of the things here, 33 years. But I'm seeing so many things. They can always visit me, half an hour from Westchester.
Right, exactly.
And I'm by myself, and I have a lot of sometimes. I like to get to know you guys more and this kind of activities. And I like to do a lot of sevas too. So this way I could be with the seniors and give out a lot of time. And again, myself also, being with the people, because my daughter got married, so I'm by myself, single mother. So it's better to be among our age group and get to know more than just sticking to the brother, sister-in-law, this, that, and be a little bit independent, that's it.
So you're right, Neeruji. Definitely, this is, to make sure like we are within our own community, right?
Right.
In our own friend circle, and to meet our own people. That's the purpose of this.
And I'm not far away from my family. My family can always come and see me in 30 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. And not only that, I would request all the seniors, when you get this survey, please give it to a couple of your friends also. It's not just limited to India Home seniors alone, right? Somebody might not be a member of India Home, but still they wanted to know. Please ask them to do this.
Thank you.
Complete the survey, and then we can get more information. Yeah.
Thank you.
I had suggested the same to them yesterday, that even spread this survey to all your friends. Neeta Sheth has raised her hand. Neeta ji.
Thank you so much, Kavita ji and Dr. Vasundhara, for giving us all the information. I live with my mother-in-law. I mean, we all live together for last 30 years. She's 96, but we are here, so it's no problem for her. But I will really let everyone know who really need to get a help from you guys.
Sure.
Thank you so much for giving us all this information.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I really appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. So
I guess
yeah.
that's it, Dr. K.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we will. Yeah. We'll try to get the survey done. Yeah.
Okay. We will definitely share the housing survey link with all of you. You will see that from our distribution list, and please fill it out and have your other family members or friends who need also have them fill it out, because that's how I think, Dr. K, this is a step towards starting something very, good, that's going to be very helpful for our community as a whole. So even if we start one, that gets us starting. So,
So the survey will be ready by next week, because we got good comments from Balaji and President Mukunji, and we just need to incorporate those things. And then, I'm sorry.
No. Okay. Go ahead, Dr. K. It was somebody.
So we will actually finalize the survey by next week, and we will send it to all our members. Yeah. And of course, they can reach out to their friends and family also. Yeah.
May I ask that, Kavita, if you could share this recording, because there are several friends of ours who are not able to attend today. At least they will then know about this fabulous project that Dr. V and India Home are starting. So thank you. If you could share the recording, thank you.
Yeah, I'm recording it over here. I can, would it be easiest to have it as a YouTube link the way we do?
Yes.
A private link maybe, or
you can even upload in private in our YouTube. I can share. Yes.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll have that done.
Yeah. And also whoever wanted to share with their friends, they can always share. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. So let's get to the work now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. And I'm sure we'll, in the month of May again, have another meeting. Yeah.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Vasundhara
Thank
ji,
you.
I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
to see you.
Hey, everyone.
Vasundhara.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.
Very nice project, yes.
Yes. May God success your project.
Thank you, Vasundhara ji.
Thank you so much, and
Thank
good luck
you.
for the new project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
જોઈએ 1 bedroom નો બુધવાર